Good morning, America. This is Dr. Cherry from the Arid Zone, and I hope you're ready for another interesting video. Now, I don't like to be repetitive, but my friends, if you read the last newsletter and all the collected dramatic news that took place in the last SOS to the World Deadly Window, how can you or anyone deny the reality of my visions and the quality of my warnings? Just today, if you look at the news, crash at religious festival in Israel, Mount Meron, kills 45 people. Now, do you think this happen every day? No. Mass people who are not cosmic conscious are prone to be led by the reptilius to congregate together and to stample on top of one another and die. If you pay attention to my warning, I said, be careful what you say, careful what you do, avoid congested area, avoid gathering, because many of you will not make it. Now, talking about the police being killed, the police killing people, sad enough, trying to help a police officer who started a new career on LinkedIn did not exactly work for me. They kicked my butt just because I was trying to warn a police officer that he could become the target of the reptilius. And when everything is said and done, including prediction of terrorism, I'm not there to confirm my vision, because the people who reported me are either religious poison, they may be skeptical, they may be atheist, educated idiots, God knows what, and they think my work is not worth it, their time. The reality is, again, we had an hour-long standoff in North Carolina that left 5 people dead, and that means 2 cops died. And those morons who fired me out there have no idea of what they are missing. Yeah, sad enough. In the name of God, I can only wonder why the FBI, the police, and society at large are not taking my warning seriously, when the result of all those deadly visions are so undeniable, repetitive, and accurate. All right, now, no point in bitching. It is what it is. So just be ready, my friend. If you look at the news today, there is a different type of window coming up. It's set for May the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. It's going to be a Uranic, surprising, shocking type of window that can produce and will produce extraordinary news involving natural disaster, large earthquakes, explosion, airplane crash, God knows what. Just be prepared. If you look at the news or the keywords that are into that newsletter, they mention very old and very news type of news coming your way. And then the first pregnant Egyptian mummy stuns researcher. The word stunning is part of my collected keywords. Of course, that goes with very old, very new, and discoveries. That is the news that I got today, which tells me we are now moving into a different type of window. What else do we have that involve those futuristic news? Titanium bubble discovered in supernova could help solve mystery of exploding stars. Cosmic news. However, remember, my friend, I absolutely and entirely and completely love science and the tremendous technological progress that have been produced by the scientific community. Yet, those that I call the educated idiots have a hell of a lot to learn about the real reasons to why God created the stars, my friends. That is to live a safer and more productive life, and not for morons like Elon Musk to make gullible people believe that one day man will walk on Mars. The reality is your kids will never, ever land on Mars, let alone pass the lunar orbit. Investigating the stars on a physical plane can only bring great wonders and great entertainment to us all, but it also removes humans further from God's cosmic divine purpose and Jesus' initial cosmic ministry. Now, pictures of exploding stars are absolutely wonderful, as I said earlier, yet my cosmic work has much more value you can use on a daily basis, my friend. Do you agree? What's the point telling you something is exploding a million miles away when you can lose your life if you don't pay attention to my work if you're a cop? Then get fired in the process. Thanks, Coast to Coast. Thanks, LinkedIn. What are you doing to help society with real information? Again, if you don't agree with me in what I'm saying about using the stars for a very specific purpose designed by God himself, it's because you have to accept it. Your mental faculties are not spiritually and rationally advanced enough. Or maybe because you're a hater of Dr. Cherry and you're envious of my God cosmic gift. I don't know what the reasons are for you not to grab it when it's so damn obvious. Now, a bunch of people probably will die. Elon Musk speak about Mars exploration. My friend, only suicidal idiots will sign up for a certain death. And the world is overloaded with a bunch of those gullible kids who want to make history by wasting the very precious life for an impractical dream designed to enrich those who have a big ego, too much money, and of course, too much time in their hands. The fact is, again, I repeat myself, my friend, man will never pass the moon's orbit and return safely home. The only way to explore our local solar system and further is through advanced technology. Only, period. I am into the future. And you see who is right at the end. But you know what? Musk must prepare himself with desperate, wise parents who will sue him in time for misleading and killing their children for his personal, egocentric, and practical, deceptive dream. Elon Musk just spent $90 million to launch a car into space for fun. Jesus, what would I do with that money? I would build schools all over the world so that I can save life and educate those who have a brain. They can use it. There is no way around it. Musk is a reptilius infected businessman, pretty much like Trump, who could not care less, wasting precious life of a bunch of disposable people by steering his base to invade the US Capitol. His fortune should be spent largely on our only livable UFO or planet Earth, who is showing some serious sign of despair, and also help those who are in serious needs. That's what I would do if I was a billionaire. I wouldn't waste my money on Mars and watching everything blowing up. You might as well put fire in a big basket loaded with billions of dollars. That's what he's doing. But the reptilians are putting those souls in power for good reason. That is to steer your consciousness away from the dangers they represent to planet Earth and humanity. Now, Pentagon confirms that UFOs, the video is real. The video that was taken by this Navy pilot, but to my personal and many experience with the extraordinary, UFOs are not only a reality in my life, but an intrinsic part of my crazy life, I may add. And being born with so much Aquarius, those weird winds in my charts, can only lead me to become an astrology and attract the extraterrestrials like bees and honey's. Remember, magnet will attract a piece of wood, my friend. Do you have the chart? Do you have the stars to attract extraterrestrials? And are you afraid of extraterrestrials? For if you are, you're certainly going to attract the reptilius, because this is what they need: your fear, your ignorance, so that they can survive in dark matter and fulfill their own agenda to own this very precious piece of real estate we call Earth. You know, while the video that I posted on the newsletter, a video that I took of something abnormal above my house, the dances of the idiots and the moron will always find logical answers to deny what happened in the skies above my house a few years ago. To this date, I am so sorry I shut down the camera and stopped the recording, because as soon as I did so, in a fraction of a second, the light simply shot away and disappeared. I could have had all that in my camera, and they probably waited for me to shut it down before they disappear, because too many of you are not ready to the extraordinary. But the extraordinary is part of your daily life. Yep. And I kept filming. There would be no room for denying what Tara and I experienced on that day. Go and watch the video. It's right above my home. Now, all those experiences have led me to become who I am today. And you're going to see the pictures after one of the most dramatic experiences with extraterrestrials, when I was taking in the flying saucers with my wife. You're going to see what I did in my house. And when I start to learn all about Nostradamus, astrology. Again, to be rewarded for warning people of the high possibility, particularly the police, to be killed, have been fired by LinkedIn. The good news is, my gosh, a hell of a lot of them have signed up to my YouTube channel, as I said they would, because not all of these people out there that kept silent and read all my stuff for months are morons. So they joined me, and I thank them for that. And you know who you are. And I thank you for trusting my work and being with me. But most of all, I'm asking all of you to be part of the solution. There is another deadly window coming up soon. And the data that I gave for this nasty window will be May the 10th. Again, be careful what you say, careful what you do. Avoid large gathering unless you want to be part of those idiots in the Middle East who were crushed, particularly all the kids who died because all their parents are reptilius, religiously infected and poisoned. God never came down and wrote no books, my friend. Man did. God created the stars and the heavens to be used as signs so that you may live a safer, more productive life. And when Jesus wanted to introduce us to our Father in the heavens, all he had in mind was the essence of the 12 apostles, representing the 12 months of the year, the 12 hours of the day, the 12 sins, the 12 jury, the 12 tribe of Israel, and the 12 sign of the Zodiac. The politically oriented church of those days didn't want you to know this power. They had the money, they had the pen, they had the paper, they had the education to write everything that happened in the Middle East 2,000 years ago, when those three kings or wise men were following the stars to Jesus' birthplace. And the next thing you know, it goes Jesus popping out of the Virgin Mary, and she had no sex. Would you call that artificial insemination induced by the extraterrestrials? Because a man had to be born on that very specific day to use this very specific stellium set of stars. This man who became Jesus was led by the Draconis to lead humanity into the stars where gods reside. So Jesus' cosmic ministry could bring peace, happiness, success, love, respect to this world. But the scientists think they're going to fix everything with their mathematics, and all the religious fanatics with the Bible or the Quran. It is because this was taken away from you, my friend, that the world you live in is total and pure hell. And it ain't going to get better when the dance of evil that I promise will take place. It's not over yet. And then some people are going to say, Dr. Cherry, oh, you are so negative. But don't blame me for your ignorance, for your fear, for feeding the reptilius, for not using the power of your subconscious. That's where God resides. That's where he gets your heart beating. That's where he stops an infection. That's where he knows everything about you. That's where he will get a woman, 150-pound young woman, to lift the car if a baby goes into it. There is so much power in your subconscious, yet how much do I have to talk to tell you, put your hand on my book, Beyond the Secret? Gather information. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is evil. Oh, believe me, every single day I do 2 or 3 readings, and you should see the face of the people that I deal with. You should see how uplifted their souls are, how strong and regenerated they are by knowing finally who they are and what God wants them to do. Their purpose is set and it's all written in light in the stars. Well, yeah, you can go and see a psychic on Sunday afternoon and pay $25. Or you could stay with real professionals, okay, and pay $350 or $700. And get the real information that can turn your life around. That's what I do. I wish all the people that I took care so far could just let me a note on my YouTube videos or anywhere as it's Dr. Cherry. It was a good reading. I really appreciate it. They do. In fact, you have one endorsement, my latest endorsement in that newsletter that you're going to read afterwards. But my friends, you can only get to me if you're ready. People have been waiting 4, 5, 6 months since my movies on Amazon Prime, and they're still coming. So if you order a reading, okay, be patient and do it now. Do it now. Be patient. Do it now. I'll take good care of you. Now, be ready. Be ready for the next SOS to the World Deadly Window of May the 10th. That's a few days from now. And I'll be there to remind you when I write another newsletter or make another video that today, Dr. Cherry, today we are April the 30th, 10 days ahead of time. You're going to experience cops being killed. Crazy people killing cops, crazy people shooting people all over the place because it will never stop. It's sad. It's sad because those very courageous cops who are serving us, risking their life every day, they don't have access to me, to my cosmic wisdom, to my technology that can help them to come back home safe and sound to their family. It pains me every single day to see my vision unfolding because those who are supposed to protecting us and enforce the laws do not know the laws of the divine. That's why I wear this hat. My statement, the first cosmic cop on planet Earth, trying to teach you to understand the cosmic code, to respect God's universal rules, to understand and realize Jesus' cosmic ministry is nothing else but astrology. Google Dr. Cherry, Pope Francis. See all the popes being taught astrology by the Vatican Council. See all the popes being enthroned under the sign of Leo. See the dragons and all the sign of the zodiac all over the Vatican. That tells you what they have in the 75 miles of secret library. Instead of learning and teaching you the stars, they decide to keep the secret because they had the money, they had the paperwork, they had the pen, they had the education, the organization. to gather this wisdom for themselves, and they took it away from us. And because of this, look the world you're in. That's where I'm desperate. And believe me, when I do a reading, I mean, it's me to know and you to find out, but you certainly will be born again, but not Christians. You'll be born where you belong as a child of the universe, in the stars. You're the essence. You're the dust of all those stars. That's why it's critical to bring it back to where it belongs. Astrology, sciences, and art, bring it back in all our college universities. Mr. Elon Musk, instead of wasting $90 million to find a car in the universe, gave me some money so I can start to teach the children of the future of their connection with the divine. All right, my good friend, we come at the end of this unusual video. Please be part of the solution as always. Share it. Share it. Don't worry if people call you cuckoo or crazy or whatever. You're so ahead of time, mentally, spiritually, psychically, than those young souls who can only see to the end of their nose. You're part of my family. Be part of the solution. Share my work. Help me save precious life. Because LinkedIn coast to coast, I've lost the real thing. The sad reality, they don't know yet. They will in time. All right, my good friend, one more time, thank you so much for your trust in my work. Pay attention to those dates. Read the newsletter. Share my work, and God bless all of you. Be careful. Be ready for surprising, shocking news very soon. Bye-bye.